We are going to discuss today the program which is meant for the factor to obtain the factorial of a number in between 1 and 8. We know that how to get the factorial of a number. If we have to find out the factorial of a number, then it is equal to multiplication of all the successive previous numbers. Suppose we have to find out the factorial of 5. So, it is actually the value is equal to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So, to obtain factorial, we know that we have to use the multiplication also, then only we can find out the factorial. So, for that a flow chart has been drawn to obtain the factorial of a number. So, if you look to the program, the flow chart is divided in two parts. One is the main program flow chart and another is the subroutine flow chart. Subroutine will be used for the multiplication purpose and main program will be used to call the subroutine and store the result. So, since we are using subroutine, so we have to initialize the stack pointer also, because whenever we are calling subroutine, the program, the address of the next instruction after the call has to be recalled. So, whenever a call is being executed, the instruction which is written next to the call will be stored in the program counter, and that has to be saved in a stack. So, for that a stack pointer has to be initialized first. Then we have to get the number of which we want to find out the factorial. If the number is less than 2, for which we want to find out the factorial, if less than 2, it means if it is 1, then the result will be 1. So, that is why if the condition is going to be true, we are getting a result equal to 1 and we are storing the result. But if the number is not less than 2, it is either 2 or more than 2 up to 8, then we have to use a counter, because if you have to find out the factorial of 2 or 3, suppose we are taking example of 3. So, factorial of 3 means we have to multiply 3 by 2 and then by 1, then only we will get the factorial of 3. Suppose we are taking an example of 3. So, if the number is 3, then number is not less than 2, so it will no. So, it will counter initiate the result. So, we will use a counter load, we will load a register which will be working as a counter, as well as we have to initialize the result by the 0 0, and then we will call the factorial and then we store the result and then end. Now, whenever we are calling the factorial, let us discuss the factorial flowchart first. Factorial program will start with result is equal to result into the number, and then we are going to decrement the number by 1, and till we do this process of repetition of result is equal to result into number till the number becomes 0, and then it will return, and when it will return, it will store the result and end the program. So, this is how the flowchart works, and depending upon this flowchart, a program has been written. Program is written, you have to be very carefully understand that what kind of instructions are being used and why they are used and how it works. So, first of all, we will discuss the main program. So, the main program is showing the first instruction in the main program is the initialization of the stack pointer. We already have discussed that why we are initializing the stack pointer. After the stack pointer is being initialized, we want to take the number into the accumulator, for which we want to calculate the factorial. Suppose the number is 3, we want to calculate the factorial of 3. So, 3 is available in 2200. So, what it will do, it will copy the content from the 2200 into the accumulator. So, accumulator will be equal to 3, and then we are checking it whether this number for which we have to calculate the factorial, it is less than 2 or not, and for that we are using an instruction CPI02. So, we find that since the accumulator is having 03, it is not 1, it is greater than 1. So, what it will do, the carry will not be generated, because you are subtracting 3, you are subtracting 2 from 3. So, carry will not be generated. If the carry is not generated, it will move ahead and it will initialize the result. So, result will be stored in DE pair. So, the DE pair has to be initialized. So, what we have done, we have stored D register as 0 0 and E register as the content of accumulator, and accumulator is 03. So, in totality you can say that D pair is equal to the content of DE pair will be 0003. So this DE pair will be used to initialized to store the result, and previously it is having 0003. Then we are decrementing A. So A previously A was 03, so it will become 02. Why it has been decremented? Because now the 3 has to be multiplied by 2. We also know that 3 cannot be directly multiplied by using a simple instruction in 8085. So what we have to do? We have to use this value 2 as a counter for the successive addition of 3, and that is why decrement of A has been done. So A is equal to 2 now. Now since it has to work, this 02 has to work as a counter, so we have shifted this value of accumulator 02 into the C register, and C register will be working as a counter. So right now C will be equal to 02. Now then we are calling factorial program, call facto. So whenever call facto is being called, so it will be coming directly to the subroutine program. Now in subroutine program, the HL pair is initialized. How it is being initialized? LXI 000. So HL pair will be equal to 0000, and then this counter which is equal to 2, which is already stored in C register, will be copied in B register. So B will be equal to 02. So when B will be equal to 02, then again the next instruction is DADD. What DADD will do? DADD, the purpose of DADD is to add the content of HL pair with the content of DE pair and store the result in the HL pair. We know that the HL pair is initialized, so HL pair content is 000, and DE pair was initialized in the main program, and it was equal to 0003. So when they are added, the result will be equal to 0003, and this 0003 will be stored in the HL pair. And then we are decrementing B. B was 02, now it will become 01. Since it has not become 0, so it will jump on no 0 back, it will go to the back. And what back is doing? It is again doing the DADD. DADD, what this will do? This will again add the content of DE pair with the content of HL pair and store the result in the HL pair. Now the HL pair content has been modified from 0000 to 00003, and now it is added with the content of DE pair. Content of DE pair is 0003, so the content will become 0006, and that will be stored in the HL pair. So what we have done? We have multiplied 3 by 2, or we have added 3 successively 2 times. So that is why the HL pair will contain 0006. After DADD, it will come to the decrement B, and whenever decrement B will be done, because B was previously it was 01, now it will become 0. So when it will become 0, it will not go to the back. It will come to the next instruction, which is XCHG. Whenever it is coming to the XCHG, what it will do? It will exchange the content of HL pair with the content of DE pair. So the result is actually in the HL pair. Now it will be loaded into the DE pair. So DE pair will be having what? 0006. Now we are decrementing the counter C. C was previously 02. Now it will become 01. C will become 01. When C will become 01, then the next instruction written is call on no 0 facto. Since the C value has not been 0, so no 0 flag will be set. So it will, what it will do? It will call facto. So again it will coming to the facto, where facto starts, where HL pair is again initialized by 0000. When HL pair will become 0000, next instruction is move BC. Now C previously it was 02, since it has been decremented, so C will become 01. And again it will come to the DADD. Whenever it will be coming DADD, so what it will do? It will add the content of DE pair with the content of HL pair and store the result in the HL pair. So what will be happen? HL pair content is 0000, DE pair content is 0006, so the content will become 0006, and this value will be loaded into the HL pair. Now again since B is already 01, now decrement B करेंगे तो B की वैल्यू 0 हो जाएगी. जब B की वैल्यू 0 हो जाएगी तो it will not jump to the back, it will come to the XCHG. Now XCHG, what it will do? It will exchange the content of DE pair with the HL pair. So HL pair में हमारा 0006 था, अब ये क्या हो गया, डी पेयर का कंटेंट हो गया हमारा 0006। सो क्या हमने किया, हमने किया ये कि 3 को पहले 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, 3 को 2 बार सक्सेसिव एडिशन किया, उसके बाद 1 से मल्टीप्लाई करना था तो 1 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, मैंने एक बार हमने 0006 को एक बार जोड़ दिया। सो द टोटल वैल्यू, द रिजल्ट इज़ 0006। उसके बाद हमने C को डिक्रीमेंट किया, C का पहले वैल्यू 01 थी, अब वो 000 हो जाएगी, इसका मतलब 0 फ्लैग सेट हो जाएगा। जब 0 फ्लैग सेट होगा तो ये कॉल और नो ज़ीरो पे नहीं जाएगा, ये कहाँ जाएगा, रिटर्न पे जाएगा। जब ये रिटर्न पे जाएगा तो ये कहाँ जाएगा, इट विल कम नेक्स्ट टू द इंस्ट्रक्शन विच इज़ रिटर्न कॉल फैक्टो विच इज़ XGHG। अब हमारा रिजल्ट जो है वो डी पेयर में था, इसको हम फिर से HL पेयर में ले लेंगे, और HL पेयर में लेने के बाद बाय यूजिंग इंस्ट्रक्शन XCHG, उसके बाद HL पेयर में जो कंटेंट होगा उसको हम रिजल्ट मेमोरी में स्टोर कर देंगे 2201 और 2202 पे। It will SHLD 2201, what it will do, it will copy the content of HL pair into 2201 as well as 2202। L रजिस्टर कंटेंट 2201 और H रजिस्टर का कंटेंट 2202 पे स्टोर हो जाएगा, एंड देन इट विल जंप टू द एंड, एंड व्हेनेवर इट इज कमिंग टू द एंड इट विल होल्ड द program. So in this way this program is working. Now suppose the number which has been given to find out the factorial of a number is less than 1, less than 2. Suppose it is 1. So when accumulator will be having 1 and CPI instruction 02 will be used, carry flag will be generated. So carry flag will be set, so what it will do, it will jump on carry last. It will come to the last where what we are doing, we are loading 0001 into the HL pair and we are storing the result in the HL pair. So it means if the value for which we have to find out the factorial is 1, then the result will be 1. Otherwise what it will do, otherwise it will go to the subroutine subprogram and then do the rest of the work for calculating the. Suppose we have to find out the factorial of 4. So what it will be done in this case, 4 will be multiplied by 3, and then 4 into 3 will be multiplied by 2, and then 4 into 3 into 2 will be multiplied by 1. So in the subroutine subprogram we are doing successive addition. For example, for obtaining factorial 4, we have to multiply 4 by 3. It means by using subroutine program we are adding 4 successively 3 times. So what will be getting the result, ultimate result will be 12. So after that what will happen, we have to multiply 12 by 2. So what we are doing, we are adding 12 2 times. So that all these things will be happening in the subroutine program. So 12 will be added 2 times, so it will become 24, and then we have to still multiply it by 1. So what we will do, wherever is the result, it will be added to 24 by 1. So it will, the result will be 1, and this, after that the subroutine program is finished, it will jump, it will go back, it will return back to the main program where the content of the D pair will be copied in the HL pair, and then HL pair content will be stored in the successive memory location. So in this way the subroutine subprogram used to work. The program for the obtaining the factorial used to work.